Guys, who wants to go into my... No, I'm not. I can't finish that. I can't. Hello and meowdy, everyone. Welcome back to another video. My name is Saphwyn, the silly Nico VTuber, and today we are reacting to some Max0r. We will be doing the Bloodborne review, aka the doll waifu simulator, and I don't even know what that means. I don't even know if I want to know what that means. Maybe by the end of this video, I'll know what that means. But if you're new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Saphwyn. I react to everything that I find cool, primarily animals, but we do throw some video games and some anime, cartoons, whatever it may be into it. And that is what we are doing today. Some video games. Let's go. Let's dive right on in. I'm so excited, and I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for more content from me, and let's dive right on in. I'm still wondering what the doll waifu simulator is.
The video has spoilers. Bloodborne is a Lovecraftian horror RPG that no one understands by definition, where the player is free to attack hordes of human children at will and consume their...
Okay, hold on. We're attacking hordes of human children. We don't know what this game is, and use 1/3 of umbilical cord. What in the heck is Bloodborne, guys? What is going on?
If that in-depth and engaging anti-baby gameplay appeals to you, keep listening because it gets worse. In this game, you play as John Bloodborne, a foreigner incapable of speech without the use of sign language, and stricken with Habsburg disease, comes to the ancient city of London, seeking treatment for the sins of his cousins. In doing so, he will begin hallucinating talking dolls, spider people, and the great journeying for...
What just graced my screen? Hello? Hello?
Further, John Bloodborne becomes conscripted into the service of a gay elder god and the 60-year-old man he keeps as a pet, and is given the ultimate task of killing an invisible infant in order to cure his anemia. To accomplish said Herculean task, the player must journey through dark forests, terrifying nightmares, and the meth-ridden alleyways of a post-Brexit Britain, slaying monsters, exploring, and tricking women into being impregnated by gods so you can consume the child. This game is an excellent realization of a Metroidvania with something new around every corner.
You know what? I have lots of questions about what goes on in Bloodborne, but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like there's lots happening, okay?
RPG which pits you against insurmountable odds and extreme challenges, and has a gripping story and lore about discovering the Eldritch truth.
It looks
pretty. If you can, play it yourself, because I'm not going to hold back on the details. It's no secret that my reviews are entertainment first, so I don't suggest using me as genuine advice.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You just said there's a baby-killing game. Are you telling me that's not your proper review? What?
However, most people can't play this game, ever, because you have to buy a $400 magical box sold by the wizard Sony in order to experience it. And even then, you get to see it in an amazing 30 frames per second with no anti-aliasing. Port this game to PC, I beg of you. In fact, I can assume that a lot of people watching this video will basically never play the game, but keep watching because...
I should probably say I've never played this game. I probably never will play this game. I'm not a PlayStation owner. I am strictly PC only. So if they ever port it to PC... I will play it, maybe, potentially. This is also not really my play style of video games, so I doubt it. I might dabble into it, but I don't know. But as of now, like, I don't have a PlayStation, and I have no plans on getting a PlayStation, so I cannot play the game.
So I'm hilarious and original. Do that, and I can give you the full, unfiltered, uncensored, unsubstantiated, and unsportsmanlike experience that is Bloodborne.
Let's go! Bloodborne review! Part 1. The basics.
The gameplay is what makes this game great, and the easiest way to describe it is simple but complicated. On a simple level, your baby brain is responsible for only 2 tasks, dodging and hitting. And dodging in this game renders you temporarily invincible. Sounds easy, right? Wrong, because every single enemy is adjusted to keep pace with you. Basic enemies are basically able to whoop your ass into fucking non-existence. Every encounter, therefore, is tense and engaging. When you kill someone, it's because you were faster and had more meth than they did. On a complicated level...
like... This is okay. I'm so sorry if I hurt anybody when I say this. This is kind of similar to Elden Ring. That's the only game I've played in this style, so I think that's the similarity here, right? Mind you, like that game, all the bosses are also OP in that game.
You have a gun, and normally bullets
you have a gun,
people, but in London, bullets are a suggestion, like the Geneva Convention. Here in England, it's all about the knife bins. Except when you shoot somebody mid-attack, you gain the mystical and arcane ability to plunge your fist through their ribcage like Mortal Kombat and rip out their heart, which is considered rude and a slight annoyance. This extends to behind them if you charge an attack, which sometimes causes you to reach up a pig's asshole and rip out the prostate like fruit by the foot. Side note, the most
No, not the fruit by the foot. No. Now I'm gonna visualize that and have nightmares. Aww.
The optimal farming route for currency in this game is called Murgo's Pig Fisting Route. See, I changed the webpage.
There's no way. Oh, I was like, there's no way that's actually what it's called. Bro, why do I believe Max0r? I love Max0r. I love his videos, but sometimes I believe him, and I know I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. He's entertainment first.
You sneak up behind this guy and do him the dirty. Then entice these two swinular bastards to be mauled to death by members of Organization 13. Repeat 50 times. On a complicateder level, every single weapon in the game has 2 different modes with 2 different movesets.
I really like their weapons.
Transforming between them gives you special attacks, in addition to running attacks, punching attacks, arms attacks,
all the
on
attacks.
a theoretical physicist level, your character memorizes squiggly lines and fridge art created by gods for passive bonuses that work regardless of weaponry. My favorites are more money, and more money. They stack. Finally, on a meta-theoretical chiropractic level, every weapon is customizable with different gem slots that give different effects for your attacks. And
no wonder so many people love this game. Like this, from my understanding and from talking to stream and other YouTubers and whatnot, this is like a beloved game among Souls fans, like that Soul generation, like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Life of Pi, I think is another one, right? Sorry if I mispronounced that. But I know like a lot of people always say Bloodborne is one of their favorite, and now watching this, like there's so much detail. No wonder you guys love this game.
There are different types that can literally change all of the stats of the weapon, like making a fucking spear do more damage based off of intelligence. There's definitely more and a lot of strategy in how you level up your character, but I assume that you know how to level up in a fucking video game. But with all this combat prowess, you may be wondering. Max0r, who are these crusty abominations that you're fighting on screen?
I'm excited to learn about them.
We're going to have to delve into the lore. So buckle your britches, bitches, because this shit is wild. If I say something questionable, just accept it as fact. I can be trusted. 60 years ago, 20 rowdy college students took their education.
Yep, you can be trusted. I'm tracking.
Extremely seriously because they found woman Cthulhu. She was just in a portable toilet downstairs. Also because they were bored, they beat to death a god of the sea with some bats, but that's a story for later. It turns out the entire world is ruled and created by a race of elder gods beyond human comprehension called the Great Ones. Figuring this out, they got Cthulhu's blood and were like, we can make a religion out of this. Because it turns out the blood can heal people, which is really good due to all the knife crime. So everyone starts drinking it a little too much and they get the money to build 36 cathedrals, but it turns out eventually the blood turns you into a werewolf. So the church—
Wait, that's why it's called Bloodborne, because it's about the blood. Oh, guys, look, I'm learning. See, I'm retaining information. Barely.
hires a guy named German to go fight the beasts with an organization known as the Hunters, but there's too many beasts, so he gives up. Now the knife crime is increased even more, and German sort of goes insane and creates a life-size doll of one of his students who is an 8-foot-tall Amazonian. He also canonically has sex with it. The moon god, for some reason, kind of takes notice of this and is like, all right, listen, I'm building a suicide squad. I will bring your waifu to Laifu if you serve me for all time as my slave. German reasonably thinks that this is a great deal and is imprisoned in a dream. This is where you come in. See, the moon god assassinates baby gods for fun, but needs a hitman to go into the real world to do it, since he's confined to the 9th dimension. So in addition to fighting all manner of giant beasts and uncovering dark secrets, the true aim of this game is to commit infanticide. There's enough bullshit here to fill tax legislation, so comment your own poorly summarized Bloodborne lore below. And for the rest of us—
Guys, what the heck is happening in Bloodborne? I'm not gonna lie, the premise of it is kind of hella cool and unique. Like, whoever created this was cooking.
Non-chills, we have ample time to explain more of what makes this game great. Yes, you have
prepared to die.
I am talking about bosses before I talk about the levels. In most video games, bosses cap off areas, but in Bloodborne, areas are preambles to a dick flattening, and nothing will challenge your skill in quite the same way. Except for the goddamn Witches of Hemwick, who were placed into the game for disability access. You can probably tell that Bloodborne is a hard game. We don't even know if a games journalist can beat it. But it's hard in a fair way that tests your skills and reaction time, except for Lawrence, but I'll get back to Lawrence later. What sets this game's bosses apart is that the challenge makes it feel like you're a really small dude jabbing a toothpick into a building-sized deer demon. So yeah, I would be impressed if he killed that. But not only that, unlike Dark Souls, every single boss reacts meaningfully to how you attack them. Large beasts can have their bones cracked and their tendons wound into a slinky. Bone boys can be knocked over and have their marrow shipped. And human enemies will wince and recoil when they see your height difference as well.
So it's more interactive. when you're killing a boss, and there's more layers to the boss. That's really neat.
Every boss punishes you for cowardice and actively discourages backpedaling with their forward momentum, causing every fight to be an elaborate dance with a thrilling back and forth. Unless you're fighting Rom, who is the really hungry caterpillar if he had a legion of arachnid slaves who threw their heads underground like ostriches. We don't talk about him. And while we're
honey, if you have arachnophobia playing this game, I apologize. I am so sorry. Like, imagine having arachnophobia and fighting that boss.
Subject of bad bosses. This motherfucker, let me tell you something. The humanoid bosses in this game are paradoxically the most dangerous. But Mikolash is a psychological hazard that will hurt you personally. This boss literally feels like cut content because the fight centers around chasing him, and his direction depends on RNG, making him an actual speedrun killer. When you corner him, he uses one attack, and then
this is gonna be really niche for my video game enjoyers, but I think if you're watching this, you enjoy video games. You guys remember the egg stealers from like Spyro the Dragon, like Year of the Dragon? You guys remember that? For anyone who's played Spyro the Dragon, I should say, when you used to have to go chase them for their eggs, this is what this reminds me of when you have to chase a boss. I don't know why, but this is the exact scenario, except this is like 10 times harder. So Spyro prepared you for Bloodborne. Confirmed.
Face him again, where he gains the power to insta-kill you. God forbid you're hit by it, because that's 10 minutes gone. Here's a tip. Save up 10 poison knives and steal from your family if you must. Then wait until he jumps down this hole, poison him repeatedly, and watch him spaz the fuck out until death. You will thank me. But as a result of everyone who isn't Miko shit, conquering a boss in this game is absolutely rewarding on a level that other games cannot match. It's only because the odds are stacked against you in ways that don't feel bullshit most of the time that conquering them is the main reason I play. And their fights are undoubtedly the best I've ever done in video games. But that isn't most of the time in the game. In fact, a lot of your time is spent exploring the areas. So
sorry, you guys can answer this in the comments. If this game is so spectacular and so well received, why has it never been ported to PC? Just like expense-wise, or are they just like keeping it inclusivity to like the PS? Do you guys know the answer to that, or what?
Let's get into that. Lesson 1 in area design. Where the fuck am I going? Exploration is the name of the game, except it's called Bloodborne. Only this time, you don't bring smallpox and kill 20 million people. We're looking at a solid 10 this time, because the main enemies in this game are British townspeople. It's how the developers made sure you didn't feel bad about killing them. The plague of beasts infecting London causes people's teeth to become beast-like, makes you aggressive at night, and slurs your speech. So it's up to you to stop them, as a hunter should. If you don't look up where to go next in this game, good fucking luck. People get lost all the time. Get used to it. This game doesn't do exploration like, oh look, there's loot in this hallway. My dopamine's gonna go crazy. That's baby shit. This is daddy's exploration, where you find a route back to a place you were in 10 hours ago. And I hope you weren't expecting a mini-map or any map. Every single hallway is a rabbit hole of discovery, and your hand isn't held. Case in point, Cathedral Ward is a level, but feels like a hub area because it connects to fucking everything. And where you start the game is in the middle of a loop-de-loop involving torturous experimentation. Just look at the
So how many people get lost in this loop-de-loop and keep running around in this loop-de-loop without knowing where to go? I feel like a lot of people fell subject to that.
Map of this game, everything overlaps. And yes, there is a level called Nightmare Lecture Hall, and no, it does not connect to the Altar of Despair, although you would think that. Fittingly, the Lecture Hall is the smallest area, and more fittingly, 90% of the combat is graduates throwing cum at you. The game also has 2 complete...
I don't think... No. That's not what they're doing, right? Please tell me that's not what they're doing, please.
Secret areas that you would not find without the internet. I would tell you how to enter, but I don't want to do calculus. And what you get at the end? Upper Cathedral Ward is legitimately a horror area in a game loved for its combat. Because it's filled with enemies who act out my greatest fears. Stealing currency permanently gives me fucking chills every time I talk about it. Castle Canehurst is proof that From Software hates us all, since the best area in the entire game requires you to go to the Field of Corn in Ohio and trek down Waldo. But it's worth it to invade the house of that parasitic queen dwelling in her demented castle, so that she may feel the wrath of the proletariat. All we have to do is kill Prince Philip, who guards the way as an eternal lich. On top of this,
no. I love this. What the heck? What is happening? Okay, these areas, I must say, I know there's a lot of chaos happening on my screen. I must say this game is aesthetically pleasing. I am enjoying these areas, and I'm enjoying all the different atmospheres I'm seeing on my screen. I know that they're flashing super quick, but I must say that I am loving it so far.
There are numerous NPCs and NPC quest lines spread throughout the world, all with a series of interactions with each other depending on location and timing. For instance, you could direct nuns, prostitutes, and Prince Philip to a church run by a lonely black sludge, then perform enough blood transfusions to send the nun into a yandere rage. Or you could direct them to the nice woman who runs the clinic down the street, who only wants to help and assist others. Then take a strange path through the forest and into her clinic to discover that she has been experimenting on all of them in order to create the Blue Man Group. And if you want, you can take the umbilical cord away from her schizophrenic ass and
Wait! Do you actually take the umbilical cord away? I thought that was a prank. Like, I thought that was a meme. But the more I'm seeing of this, I'm not sure if it's a meme anymore, if that's just the gameplay.
Sky's the limit in Bloodborne questlines. And you know what my favorite questline is? The one where you descend into literal hell, complete with eternal punishment, insanity, and femboy fishing, the scariest of them all. I'm of course talking about the DLC, the only DLC for this game. And if you play through Bloodborne, you have to play through the DLC.
Of
I'm not giving you a fucking choice. So to learn why, you should play the best expansion ever made since Spore Galactic Adventures.
There's no way.
Come with me on this amazing journey to find the secrets of the Bloodborne, the Old Hunters.
Part 3, the DLC, the Old Hunters.
I want you to imagine hell. Now imagine hell written by H.P.
Did you just put a picture of the United Kingdom as hell?
Lovecraft. It would be filled with squids, immigrants, and air conditioning. This DLC has none of that, except the squids. For you see, those college kids from the lore section of the video were built fucking different. They experimented on an entire village and possibly beat up a god of the sea so fucking bad that her consciousness in the 9th dimension died. We spent an entire game killing an infant, and these guys somehow killed the MILF god. But anyways, in the process of this,
I don't know what I'm supposed to believe anymore watching this. The MILF god is real.
Cursed them and all of the hunters to be doomed to a hell upon death, where they will hunt in a bloodthirsty rage without rest for all eternity, indistinguishable from a political subreddit. Case in point, this is Ludwig. He's the first boss of the DLC and has a reputation for causing refunds. Not because he's bad, but because he's too good for you. The first phase is as difficult for me as realizing that Golden Corral is not actually a real corral. But like every restaurant except Golden Corral, the rewards at the end are delicious because his second phase is even harder. Now, I'm not going to lie, this DLC has 4 bosses and 3 of the hardest bosses I have ever fought in any video game ever. So your ass will be clenched the entire time, and the fact that he's the 3rd hardest is fucking concerning. Some people tell me, Max0r, your videos have gotten me through tough times because they made me laugh. But like this boss, you are the one who is truly overcoming these challenges.
And this is why I'm watching a gameplay of someone else playing the game, and this is why I'm not playing the game. Internal rage would have consumed me by now.
And I believe in your ability to beat both of them. King. Boss Lightning Round. The DLC has many such cases of amazing bosses, including Lady Maria, who is the basis for German's extremely creepy 8-foot-tall doll fetish, but we'll get back to that.
What is this doll fetish?
Cause, who was born from the literal dead body of a god. If you enjoy the sensation of being beaten to death with a sharpened placenta, this is the fight for you. And as with everything that From Software makes, they threw in a boss that they didn't really finish and called it a day. I'm of course talking about Lawrence, which is a very mundane name for a fire monster locked in hell. Take my advice, don't fight Lawrence, you only lose a part of yourself. Since this boss fights you by dropping off his own legs and then violently vomiting and shitting lava everywhere. I've always wanted my game about dynamic dodging and elaborate fencing to be reduced to shitty area denial like it's Team Fortress 2. To wrap things up, the music of this
TF2 mentioned, guys! TF2 has been mentioned!
This game is pretty good, but the DLC music is fucking insane. I don't know what it is about Japanese...
You know what? Yeah, I was about to say that too. These games, like, I don't... FromSoft, Capcom does it well too. Like, games like this have fantastic, and I mean, like, fantastic replayable music soundtracks that you can throw on your playlist and listen to forever.
Composers being able to make better symphonies than the continent that invented them, but just take a listen.
See?
Holy shit, have you ever thought, as I do, that this game is just...
I should react to some of the Bloodborne music, because like I said, I probably won't play this game, but we could probably do a video where I react to boss fights / Bloodborne music, and I think that would go so hard. Maybe I get that cooking.
That you would really rather be playing a shittier version of the game, such as the engagement of the Chalice dungeons. I, of course, jest. They're fine, probably, except for half of them, because Bloodborne has an optional system of infinite dungeon generation for all of those who wish to break free of the shackles of good level design. Let's talk about how, and more importantly, why.
The Chalice
First
dungeons.
of all, Bloodborne has a system of dungeons that everyone shares and dungeons that are random. For my footage, I played the shared dungeons that you can be guaranteed the pain you witness on screen is mandatory. One of the biggest strengths of Bloodborne is the ability to have interesting and challenging enemy encounters gently rubbed with the blood-stained hands of Miyazaki. But I don't think I have to explain to you how randomizing almost every encounter in the game could be imbalanced. But fortunately, most enemies you encounter in the Chalice dungeons are new to spare British people your wrath, so you instead fight SCP-96. But why are we here? It turns out that the entire city of London was built on a Celtic burial ground, an ancient civilization called the Sumerians who discovered the healing powers of blood and then mysteriously...
So it's like a whole other level, like a whole other world you guys are getting down here.
...disappeared. Wow, I wonder what happened. This is all cool in theory, but the reality is that most of the time you fight the same 4 enemies, and the first 3 dungeons can be replaced by Simon Says. My cat literally wouldn't notice. The Chalice dungeons are so forgotten that the developers use them to put joke enemies into the game. My favorite is the man who aggressively rolls at you stark naked wearing only his Nikes. The uniqueness also extends to the bosses, and they're actually pretty cool, like Tumerian Descendant, Watchdog, and the 3 overweight men. Do you remember that basic enemy from like 2 levels? He is the boss now. Rom, he is the boss again. Now? The only thing stopping me from throwing myself into a wood chipper is the fact that Mikolash isn't back. And if you're going to have replays, you probably want to make sure that they're actually good. In fact, the bosses are so fucking imbalanced that the Watchdog fight is primarily comprised of instant kill attacks.
That's a little unfortunate. They should have gave you guys a little bit more in these dungeons. I'm not gonna lie. If what he's telling me is true, they should have spent a little bit more time cooking these dungeons. But still, nonetheless, it's probably enjoyable, and that's all that matters.
Sekiro backwards on a keyboard, and this shit is too fucking much. Now, normally that would be all, but the dungeons go deeper. What we have discussed so far is merely the surface, and there is a much darker syndicate lying just below. These
never mind. You know what I just said like 30 seconds ago? Take that back. Maybe they are cooking, and I just didn't realize. I had doubt, and you know what? No expert out here.
You must never venture, for they are the save edit dungeons, whereby through wizardry the community are able to conjure up deep dark chasms and share them with the rest of the world. Of these secrets, there are only 2 that I shall reveal to you, and the first is the Cum dungeon. Yes, you
No. Of course, this is the first dungeon he reveals to us. Hey guys, who wants to go into my? No, I'm not. I can't finish that. I can't.
You heard that correctly and clearly. The Cum dungeon is the name of the most optimal farm route ever conceived by the fucking cricket people who do this shit. Whereby the player enters the chasm of place name and watches as a high-level boss yeets itself off a cliff. Virgo's pig fisting route can give you 10,000 echoes. This gives 83,000. And if you thought that sorcery was bad, it gets much.
It's actually called that too. I thought this was just Max0r being Max0r, but that's the community name for it.
Worse, you can insert anything from the game files by save editing a Chalice dungeon. Anything. This includes cut and unfinished content from the game that the developers forgot to delete. Like this doggo who attacks you with invisible lightning. Overall, the Chalice dungeons are bad. They're not actually very fun to play, and yet I love them. Everyone loves them because they allow us to further explore a long dead game with the help of a passionate community. Now before we sign off, I know what you're thinking. Max0r, what about the multiplayer? That I would love to talk about with all the footage I have, but it's dead. If this game releases on PC, and it better, then I will talk about the multiplayer extensively. And finally,
is the multiplayer good on this game? Like if you were to like get a group of, I don't know, buddies together to play through the game, is it playable that way?
This game and this video would not be complete if I didn't talk about the Hunter's Dream. After all the combat, the battles, and the difficulty of this game, it's nice to have a place to recharge, purchase items, upgrade weapons, and watch as it violently burns to the ground. This is where you'll find German slowly wasting away as his soul remains captive for an eternity, and his doll waifu that he sold his existence to be with. She talks to you, levels you up, offers you advice, and German says you're allowed to have sex with her.
What?
When I fell down and felt defeated, she was there to pick me up. When I emoted at her randomly, she pretended to be impressed. And she was there, graciously standing in the background of this one shot that I took of myself. She is our waifu now, and
She's
the
our
game is
waifu.
perfect and complete.
And this is why it's called Doll Waifu Simulator. All this work to get a doll waifu, guys. Was it worth it? Yes.
Because she is in it. Now excuse
She's
me as
in
I
it.
engage in the supplementary lore material. Should you get the
Oh,
game, yes,
dear
absolutely.
Lord.
I am biased. In fact, you should physically enter Sony's headquarters and demand
Don't
that
do
it be
that.
ported to PC. I will be right there with you.
No,
Tasers
you
will not
won't.
stop me. I would like to thank the corrupt hackers and politicians funneling money into this channel directly from the taxpayer. If you would like to contribute your funds accrued
Heck
through
yeah.
extensive federal government corruption, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. I would also like to thank the kind denizens of the Mythbusters Smut Discord who sent
Is that real Discord? The Mythbuster Smut? What could possibly be going on in there?
half the
I don't want
memes
to
in
know.
this video. And as always, thank you for watching.
Thank you! And chat. I think that's it, right? Okay. Thank you guys as my community for hanging out for me and watching a Max0r video. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment down a moon emoji. Any of the moons will do, any of the moon phases. It just shows that you watched the video and it shows appreciation. And I love when I see you guys comment them down. So do that. Don't do that. You can just comment down the word moon if you don't have access to the emoji as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know down below too if you love Bloodborne. Is Bloodborne a favorite game of yours? Did you enjoy it? Did you play it? Did you not play it? Give me a review down below. I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. Like I said, I don't own a PlayStation. I don't have plans on getting it. I don't have plans on playing Bloodborne. Not my style personally. I do actively enjoy the lore and the art style of these games though. So I'm always down to watch stuff like this because I think it's really beautiful and fascinating. I just not my favorite to play, and that's okay. Everyone is subject to their own opinion. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will catch you guys all on the flip side. If you ever want anime content, do check out the Patreon for extra. And goodbye, everyone.